All right, so this is a tutorial about the WordPress dashboard. So when you access the WordPress dashboard, here's what you're going to be able to see. If you click on dashboard here, you can see this stuff. Welcome to WordPress. You can see these little things over here, author-rich content with blocks and patterns. Let's say, for example, I want to take away this. I want to remove this block. I can click dismiss and it went away. But let's say in case you want to get it back. Now you can click on screen options. And you can actually get it back by simply clicking or ticking that icon. Now over here, I'm going to go ahead and untick it. Now, when it comes to the other ones, similarly, you can remove some of them. And of course, if you want to add them, you can have to just click on them and they will be added. Now here, let's say, for example, you want to swap positions. Now you can either do it like this, or you can simply click this icon over here, which enables you to swap items. Now you can also make this smaller by just clicking over here, and you can make all of these smaller, right? Now over here, there's not really much to see over here, except for, of course, if you want to attend any WordPress events. But apart from that, there's not really anything fancy here. So I'm just going to leave here. And of course here, if you want to click on updates, let's click on updates and see if there's any WordPress updates. Now here you can see that the current version running is the 6.1.1 version, okay? Now you have the latest version of WordPress. So here pay careful attention that sometimes they might tell you that you need to update. And so if they tell you that, you need to click on update. But here, if you click on reinstall version 6.1.1, what that will do is it will just simply reinstall the same version, which is already up to date. Now over here, you can see that the following plugins have new versions. So they also tell you which plugins need to be updated, which is interesting. So let's go to posts. So if I go to posts, click here. Now when it comes to posts, here we have this dummy post, which we've created in the past video. Well, nothing too interesting, but if you want to add any new post, you can click add new. And of course, this will take you to Gutenberg. And then you can give your post a title and you can basically do whatever you'd like. Now over here, you have to notice at the right hand side that you can change the post's visibility. So you can make it a public post. You can also make it private, but you can also make it password protected. So if you click on password protected, if you give this a password, now only people with this password are going to be able to access this post and not any other people. Now let's say, for example, that you are a business and you publish 10 posts a day. And of course, you have a schedule. Now, in case you have a schedule, you can decide to publish posts not immediately, but on a specific date. Let's say, for instance, that you have written a blog post, but you don't want to publish it today on the 20th of March, but you want to publish it next month. Now, what you can do is you can simply come here, and instead of immediately, you can click and you can publish it, let's say, on the 24th, if that's the date. Now, if I click out of here, notice that this post is going to be published on the 24th of 2023, exactly at 8:59 p.m. Now, I can get it back to 20, right? So if I get it back to 20, right now, this post will be posted immediately, and I can go back to visibility and change this back to public. Now, over here, if I scroll down, notice that a post has categories. Now, when it comes to categories, you can either add categories from the WordPress dashboard, or you can also add categories from here. Now, if I click add a new category, let's say, for example, I want to name this category news or politics, all right? Politics. Now I can click add new, and right now we have a new category called politics. Let's say, for example, that I want to create a new category, but I want to make that category a subcategory of the politics category. Let's say I'm creating a category and I want to name it news, okay? So if I go and add this as a new category, I can make politics the parent category for the news category. So if I click add, notice what's going to happen is that news is under politics because it's a subcategory to politics. Now, if I scroll down over here, notice that you can add some tags. Now, tags are contributing to SEO performance. So it's always interesting to add them, even though it's not like they were in the past. So in the past, it was really important to add tags and they really made a major influence on your SEO performance. Nowadays, it's not so much. So you can go without adding them. And basically, tags are very simple, right? So if you're writing a post about, let's this time pick a topic apart, of course, from Donald Trump, which we spoke about in the past video. But let's say, for example, that the topic you're addressing is John Wick 4. There's a movie coming, John Wick 4, and you want to talk about it. And of course, you want to insert some tags. Now, tags about that may be movies, trailer, trending. All of these can serve as tags. You can even add Keanu Reeves' name. You can add the actors' names. And so by adding those names, Google can figure, oh, this is a post talking about John Wick and it has these tags, talks about all of these actors. And so that helps you kind of boost your post a little bit because Google expects your post to mention these actors because they are involved in John Wick. And later on, when I'm going to talk about LSI, which is latent semantic indexing, you'll understand what that is about. But first off here, let's not go into the detail of how to optimize a post for SEO because that is for another section. Now over here, for every post, you need to add a featured image. Now the featured image is, if I take you, let me have the per liberty or take you over here to this website that we're going to build. Now, for example, this post right here, Biden slammed for laughing during discussion of mother's tragic loss. A look at the controversy. Now over here, the featured image of this post is this picture of Biden. So if I get inside, normally the featured image is what you can see at first. It's the thing that pops out at first. Now let me click here. So here I am inside of this post and you can see Biden here, and this is the featured image. So over here, you can add your featured image, and I have to tell you that featured image, in my opinion, it's usually from 1,200 pixels in width to 630 pixels in height. And always make sure that you make your images all the same size. Now you can do that with a method using Canva, and I can show you how to do that later. Now over here, if I go to Excerpt, if I take you to this website right here, and if I go to the home page, because normally I can see it from here, this is what we call the excerpt. It's a little piece of text that appears outside of the blog itself, right? And so this is a part of the blog that shows up in here. Now, you can either decide to leave it as it is, or you can add an excerpt, which is optional. So if you're going to add an excerpt, what Gutenberg is going to do, it's not going to take the first sentences from your blog and put them automatically. And in that case, if you give it an excerpt, it's going to take the excerpt that you gave it. And that's what it's going to use on the blog, right? So if I go to discussion over here, you can decide to allow comments. You can decide to not allow comments if you don't take comments. And for these Lightspeed options, we'll talk more about them later, since Lightspeed is a plugin that can make the website faster. As a matter of fact, right now, let me go ahead and go back to the WordPress dashboard. I'm just going to click on quit because we're not creating any post. Now over here, like I said, you can create new categories by clicking on categories. See here that we have politics. News category is, politics is the parent category for news category, but you can always add categories from here, right? You can give them a name, a slug, the parent category, and the description of that category, and you can add it from there. You can also add tags from here, right? So if you add tags from here, that's also a way to do that, right?